Little update tonight. Pulled the 86 into the shop. Been working on getting the floors epoxied. Got everything marked out for the lift. It was supposed to come today. It's been postponed twice now. It's supposed to come on Monday now. So, the pressure washer where I've been trying to clean the floors. Had the hoist and the dollies over here because this is where the lift was going to go. So, while the floor was curing, I wanted to have the dolly's already over here so that I could get it if I needed to. But got the 86 in here. Still needs the dash put back together. There's the dash cap. This is the Rust-Oleum Rock Solid Polycuramine. This is also rock solid. These are the pearlescents. This is Cabernet. This is Smoky Blue. This stuff went on great. There's a few spots where it went a little bit light. It's a little bit darker. Peeled back a little bit, if you can even see that. Peeled back just a little bit on the edges. I think I'll end up just going to maybe Sherwin-Williams and getting some garage floor coating or floor epoxy to paint match and touch it up. This stuff came out really good. This stuff poured out like water for the regular rock solid. This stuff was like pushing around wood glue on the ground. I don't know if you can quite see it. There's a spot right about here that's a little bit globbed up because I was trying to touch up a fisheye, and it just didn't level itself out. Had I rolled it, it would have been fine, but I was trying to get a little bit extra thick in some areas. This area, it's about 12 feet by 17.5 feet. I used 2 containers on that. This side is 12 feet by roughly 12 feet, a little bit over 12 feet, and I used 1 container. I did go a little bit thin here. There are some fisheye, some spots you can kind of see through. I wasn't too concerned because this is going to be a home gym by the time we put the loft in. That's a little better. By the time we put the loft in here, that's going to be the home gym, so it's going to be sealed off. There's going to be gym mats in the back. You're not going to see too much of it. I'm not too worried. I did just want to seal it up. This, I got... So first of all, this is roughly 38 feet by the 30 feet, roughly. I mean, you lose about 5 inches for the base rails, but I will use 4 2.5 car garage kits for this. I probably could have gotten away with 3.5, but everyone was saying they run a little bit shy. So I'd rather have a little bit extra, be able to hit it a little bit thicker than too little. These 2 spots are roughly 5 bags, so it's 2.5 boxes. That side is going to be 1.5 boxes. I don't know if you can see my marks. I put some spots on the wall to mark off. That was 1, 2, ignore that one. That's the 3rd, and then the 4th. So that was 4 sections, 1 section for each box, going to halfway. Then I broke this one in half so that I could have a good, clear separation. All in all, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, I think any issues I have with it come from user error. The fact that I don't do this is the first time I've ever done it. I've got bugs that have died in it. Like I said, some spots where it's peeling, a crack I didn't prep quite well enough. All in all, I'm happy. It's softer than I would think it would have been. But when you read the packaging, it's supposed to move with the concrete. So it makes sense in a way. I did go a little bit heavy on the broadcasting of these flakes. I'm trying to hide, there's a crack here that I didn't seal up very well. So I was trying to kind of disguise it. It didn't work too great. So I am buying another 2 pounds of flakes to go on that side because I do have a partial bag left, but I used almost all of it in these areas right here. So we're gonna have a loft. The top of the loft's gonna be about 8 feet. I think it's gonna be a 2x10 or a 2x12 on the outside. So we'll have that around. So realistically, we're gonna be hair over 7 feet. So somewhere around there. Gonna be plenty of room. It's gonna be just above the top of that actually. So that'll give you an idea. There's gonna be a wall right there for the gym. So this is gonna kind of be my tool area, my work area, some of my work benches. There's gonna be an island right here that's gonna roll. Might break apart. I think I'm gonna hide the bandsaw and drill press in it. Just have them rotate down. You're gonna have to build some work benches. That one will go on one of them. The tool carts will probably go in these two spots. Either the tool carts will either go there or the jacks will go there. I haven't quite decided yet. Bronco fits in here with plenty of room to move around it. I've even had the Suburbans in here. Both of them, our 2011 and our 88. Plenty of room to move around them as well. Bronco's got plenty of room above it. Yeah, see, we have bugs everywhere here. But what are you gonna do? You can't seal it up but so much, right? Let's get him out of there. The Bronco did put a bunch of mud on the ground, had to clean it. And while I'm certain this stuff was protected, the Bronco leaks a bunch, so I got this blanket to throw down there just to keep it nice as long as possible. Picked this up at Sam's Club for 200 bucks. Got some heavy-duty casters from Harbor Freight. Welded them on the bottom. They are not good welds. These are what I could do with a 90 amp flux core on a 100-foot extension cord. So they're not great. Already broke every single one of them once. Had to redo them. Planning to buy a bigger welder, but unfortunately it's kind of low on the priorities just because lift, loft, wall coatings, probably AC heat are a little bit more important to me right now. And I'm honestly having that fight every day about it. Picked up this cabinet. It was actually an old, looks like a bank filing cabinet or storage cabinet. Put some wheels on it. And I'm going to start storing some of my consumables in it. That's the bag for the early Bronco soft top or car cover. Actually, now that I think about it, let me go and show you that. Haven't actually showed it on the YouTube channel, I don't think. It's going to be dark, so not so much you're going to be able to see. We got a 1970 Bronco. It's called the early Broncos. Let's see if I can get nope, it won't let me cut the flash on this. Let me at least see if I can uncover the front for you. A little bit of a preview of it. It's going to go back inside once the lift is put in, because this is actually going to be the first thing on the lift. One, because the lift needs a vehicle on it to cycle it and bleed the air out of it, but one second. Two, because I plan to pull the frame off of it, the body off the frame, so I can clean the frame up. It used to belong to a good friend of mine who passed away. We've gotten it from his widow, who's been like a mother to me, and we are planning to kind of restore it to a state that he would have wanted in. it in and take it off-roading. That's going to be our off-roading rig because, unfortunately, this is a little bit big for all the areas that we go to. So, on that note, we actually have, that is a 1970 early Bronco, so it has what's called a medium bearing forward 9-inch and a Kingpin Dana 30. Not really the strongest things. The 9 will hold up, but we have the 302 that came with it. We have an early Bronco Dana 44 with disc brakes as well, so it'll be stronger, hold up to some of the stuff we want to do for it. And this is an NP 435 to NP 203 to Dana 20. So we have all the gearing we want to go off-roading with it. 2 transfer cases, super low first gear. Some cool stuff with this. The shifter is way up underneath the dash on that Bronco with this type of transmission. So we have a homemade, what's called gear banger shifter, which would be pretty cool. It'll move the shifter back somewhere around in this area instead of being way up here, having to have a huge bent shifter on it. Just some cool things. Really excited for that. Really want to, as much as I hate to say it because this has become such a big project right here. I love it, but unfortunately it feels like you can't really get some of this stuff as often. It's kind of not the right year range to be able to find parts. Whereas you can buy a full tub for that thing. You're going to spend some money, but you can. So, while this one is, I want to get it right. I want this thing to be an awesome cruiser, daily driver. Really don't want to mess it up, though. That one, I just want to get it running. Maybe be able to invest in a trailer and take it to the mountains and go wheeling with it. On that same note, I'm getting really frustrated with working on trucks. I really want to work on cars. Really miss it. I had my Focus when I started the channel. We got rid of that for the Suburban because we need a little bit more space for all of our dogs. Kind of miss having a car, even though I never ended up working on that Focus. Really wanted to and really had a lot of plans. It just never really worked out. So once we get some of this stuff paid down, because obviously the shop is not cheap, hoping to pick up something, be able to work on it. Obviously we have the El Camino. That'll be a fun project, but my wife has kind of taken dibs on that. She's kind of forced my hand to put a automatic in it instead of a manual, which is what I really want. And I think I want to get in something more imported, something, I can't even, something older Nissans, not really anything European. I've had a BMW before, didn't really enjoy it. Maybe a Miata, something fun, something smaller, I think, is what I'm looking for. But you get what you get as a kind of. So we got all the wiring done, did all the wiring myself. These are some UFO high bay LEDs, 32,000 lumens a piece. I think they brighten up this place great. You'll see we didn't put them all the way in the end. On the other side, we have them all the way to this side. We stopped a little bit shy because we're going to have the loft here. The loft can get some smaller lights if it really needs it up there, but I figure it doesn't really need them. We're going to have lights underneath of the loft for each of these areas. So seemed like a waste of exercise, and these things aren't super cheap. So wanted to keep it affordable, really. Oh, this is it's coming along. Like I said, we got 3 main circuits on this electrical. We have one that starts here, one that starts here, and one that starts way in the corner for the gym to kind of separate them. These 2 control the outside lights as well. And then we have 2 circuits for the ceiling. Everything is 20 amp. Everything is done with 12-2 MC cable. Got the biggest electrical panel I could find. So then try to wire it all. did it all myself in North Carolina. I'm not certain about other places. Because I'm the owner, I am able to act as my own contractor and electrician as long as I intend to live here for, I believe it's like a year, maybe it might be more. But I don't plan on moving. This place is expensive and don't plan on leaving it. So I ran most of the wires up. You have to have your wire supported within every, I believe it's 6 feet. So these are about 50 inches, just over 4 feet. So got all this supported, got drop downs for junctions. That way everything's not ran in series, it just kind of branches off. I was hoping to run all my wiring way at the peak, but even with this ladder, I'm not a ladder person. That was about as high as I could get up. I don't know if you can see it right there. That was about as high as I could really get. Feeling comfortable to do it. So you get what you get. When we get the loft up, I'll probably move these wires up top a little bit. Same thing over here, but this side's not getting a loft, so the wires just run down and over. It is what it is. Same thing, I redesigned it. I was gonna come just straight across and run, but I ended up coming with this wire all the way across and coming up. You make it work with what you got and what you're capable of doing. I know my limitations. Ladders are one of them. So we already got our exercise bike in here. It's a little bit of long-winded and talking video, and I'm sorry for that. I'm gonna try to get better about posting. Try to get better about, setting up the camera and actually doing work. It's hard for me to remember that. This is kind of all new to me. But it's definitely something I want to bring everyone along with, kind of show it all off. I'm really excited. So nice seeing this truck parked inside. It's been outside for so long. All the work I put into it. It's nice to see it not just being a nest for birds. I don't know if you can see this. There's been a bird that has made a nest in there before. So it's nice for it to be able to be inside. It's gonna make it nice to work on it because I can just come out here in the middle of the night like I am tonight. And same thing with the other Bronco and the El Camino. I'll have time to come out here if I'm struggling to sleep or something like that, and I can come out here and work on stuff. We live in the middle of nowhere, so neighbors usually don't get too worried about me running stuff at night. We're gonna hopefully get an air compressor. I think I'll put it outside, build a little cover for it, a little fenced in area for it so that I don't have to hear it in here and it's not taking up precious real estate. So definitely some more stuff to happen. I'm gonna talk with my stepfather in the next couple weeks, get everything ordered for this loft, and hopefully start building that soon. Also gonna start working on some of the wall coverings. Little by little, we'll get there. It's just gonna take time, unfortunately. Unfortunately, however you wanna look at it. These things they take time. Looking forward to it, looking forward to learning everything and doing everything. This is the first time I really wired anything. It wasn't too difficult. First time I plugged it in, all 3 of the wall outlets tripped. Lights were fine, but had that outlet had a neutral and positive or 120 volt switched, so it was tripping the GFCI breaker or tester in the outlet. So I had to fix that. And I had the other 2 GFCIs line in and line out wired backwards, so it just wasn't even taking power. I mean, you learn this stuff. It's not something I ever knew. So found out that, figured it out, got through it. I think that's about it for now. Like I said, we're going to be getting that lift put in hopefully soon. I might try to do a time lapse on that. I'm not 100% certain. It's been a long process. I'm really just ready to get in here and start working on stuff. It's been a long ride. Really excited. Really excited to see what we do in here. Definitely been a process. Starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Also starting to see all the projects that need to be done in here. There's ways I wish I could have done this. There's things I wish I could have done differently, but with the space we have, the time we have, and the money we have, this was something that fit everything that we were trying to do. It gave us everything we wanted. We aren't fighting about it. Not fighting about it. Fighting about it's not the right word, but we're not upset with any of the choices we made. We're very happy with everything, and I'm just excited to see what we do with it. So we have the wire for the lift right here. Sorry, wire for the lift right there, 10-3. I already have a welder plug over there so that I can go ahead and wire for a welder. Like I said, I'm hoping we'll have some money left over to get one. Unfortunately, that's not a guarantee. Like I said, we're coming along. We're gonna get there. I have no doubts about it. I know that it's been a process, and I mean, I couldn't have done this without my wife and her support, and years and years of hard work, honestly. So it's been a process, and excited to see where we go from here, and hoping everyone who's watching, the few of you that are out there, maybe it'll grow. But I'm not super concerned with that. Just looking to share our journey and our projects, and see where all this goes. Well, till next time, post any questions, subscribe if you want to keep seeing more. I guess liking the video does stuff. Honestly, I don't know. I'm more than happy to respond in the comments if you guys have any questions. So till next time.